Hello, everybody. So, okay, Amadeus has sponsored this first edition, right, of the startup competition at Travel Forward. And how do we get there? So first of all, the world is evolving very quickly, but the travel remains a constant. However, the way we travel and the technology that underpins the travel industry is evolving quickly. And talking about technology, this is what Amadeus does. So we sit at the heart of the travel industry, providing cutting-edge technology for all the travel players. How do we provide this cutting technology? So first of all, by investing. So we are very happy to have received a recognition for several years in a row from the European Commission to be the first investor in research and development. We have invested more than 5 billion since 2004. So this is one way. The second way, it's also by co-inventing with our partners and our customers. But the third way, it's also by recognizing the importance of the startups. So that's why we are very happy to sponsor startup competitions. Amadeus recognize the importance of startups that are disrupting and bringing innovation to to every industry, and also for the travel industry. We are very committed to support startups, not only by sponsoring events like this, but also by providing them with the technology for them to build upon it, by providing them with industry expertise, because we have been around for more than 30 years, so we can say that we know something about the travel industry, but also by opening our network to the startups to help them scale quicker, and also by providing them with investment through our Amadeus Venture Fund. Mm-hmm. So if I just have to say, it was an amazing 2 days of pitches with a lot of energy and enthusiasm from the startups, and I would like to thank each of them, because we know how hard it is to come and pitch in 6 minutes your whole business and idea. And I will have to say that for the jury, it was not easy to kind of come and pick, and that's why you explain, in the end we have 4 and not 3 finalists. So I will not let them wait anymore, and I would like kind of to congratulate all of you, and would like to, for the finalists.
Do you want to just say a couple of words about the prize?
So. Oh yeah, of course, the prize. So the prize, the prize, very important. So the prize will be a mentorship that our Executive Vice President, Francesca, for the online segment, Francesca Benatti, is going to provide for the winner for 6 months, providing 2-hour mentorship per month.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great. Cheers. Okay, without further ado, do we have 15 to go? I will say, by the way, I thought, what a diverse range of finalists. And then I saw one of them, and I thought, okay, you've really taken it out there. So, so as we go through, can we see 15 to go? Are they hiding behind? They're all hiding behind the curtain. This is so cute. Okay. George, why don't you come to the stage and do your pitch? And here's your clicker. There you go. So
okay. So hello everyone. My name is George. I'm here to represent 15 to go. I want to talk today about group traveling. So group traveling is so much fun, right? I mean, it's so much better than independent travel. But what's the problem there? The group travel industry don't recognize the shift in the new users. So actually group traveling is kind of broken for millennials, you know? For millennials, the most important thing when booking is who you travel with rather than when and where. But we still see that all of those platforms and agencies and everyone just work the same old way. So just choose the destination, etc. What we want to do with 15 to go is actually, maybe I'll surprise you, but we don't really want to change something. We only reflect a change which is already there, the change that millennials do. So it's an app, it's a social travel network that people can go build their travel profile, put their interests out there, and the platform will actually suggest them others that they can go into group traveling. So, oh, wait, sorry about that. Yeah, so really, truly believe it's our core advantage, the matching algorithm. So people will no longer need to, like force their friends, oh, let's go on diving and stuff like this. So you can go over there and find the right people to spend your precious vacation with. The other thing that we do is for the local tour operators. The local tour operators, now through us, will have the opportunity to expose themselves in front of this young audience. So they no longer need to pass through intermediaries, etc. So they can just go there, make their trip, and they can actually see the people who will be going on their trip. So they can really personalize it. So it's better for both of the sides. Happier users, happier business. The third thing, when we're talking, let's talk a little bit about marketing and sales. When we're talking about the impulsive buying, we're usually talking about £30, right? We believe that pushing harder on the social element and on the social and the influencer content, giving them incentives to incentivize, we can really make the impulsive buying even in travel. I mean, just think about it. We're talking about £700 product, but still, if someone that you really liked and feel like going to this island with her or him or just a bunch of people, it's really a good push. So what about our revenue streams? Of course, we have the booking phase from partners, the local tour services. So it's much lower than what they're already paying in most of the situations. Premium listings, paid services for LTOs like software as a service that they can manage small and medium-sized groups, like sending them locations or messages, etc. Affiliation fees for airplane tickets, rent-a-car, other kind of add-on services. And on the long term, once the audience grows much bigger, of course, we can put targeted advertising, premium accounts. So how did we came up with the idea about 15 to go? Actually, for the last 4 years, we've been running ourselves a local tour operator focused on millennials. We've did over 40 trips, not that much, I know, but it really showed us certain patterns. So we managed to figure out those problems that the millennials have and try now to reflect and work in this direction to make things better. So what about the traction? Actually, we just launched our native iOS and Android apps like 2 days ago. Thanks to everyone who the last 2 days made over 500 downloads just here without promotion or anything. So hopefully people you'll like it. We have contracts with influencers already which have over 2 million of followers on Instagram and other social media. We really think we can scale this to 45 million in the next 6 to 12 months. It really works pretty well for them, the straight away monetization. We have ambassadors in 15 cities. The ambassadors organize events so people can get to know the app, form a community, etc. All of you are actually welcome to the event we're making tomorrow after World Travel Market here. Social media, we have over 3,000 followers for 1 month with zero budget. What is our mission? Our mission is to empower people from all over the planet to unite, collaborate, and explore the world with friends. Here you can download the app. It's in beta for both of the platforms. And we're currently fundraising. We already have angel investors, started, of course, self-funded. Now looking for further rounds, so to push really hard on marketing and product development further on. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. You're done. That's it.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
He's my favorite already. They'll all be my favorite. So that's first up, 15 to go. Very impressive. Next up, I need to check my notes. No, I don't. It's Fly Now, Pay Later. I got the funny feeling that the clue will be in the name, but I'll let you tell us all about it. There we go. Yep.
Hey, how we doing? Tough crowd, okay. 2 days, long in the game. So, before I continue, I'd love to ask the audience a question. How many people in this room have ever financed their mobile? Come on. You're all cash buyers? What about a sofa, flat screen TV? Yeah? So why not your dream holiday? My name's Ravi Rajani. I'm an early investor and the sales director of Fly Now, Pay Later. And what we do is we help global travel brands supercharge their sales and their conversion by allowing their end customer to split the cost of their holiday in up to 12 monthly installments. But before we continue, I'd love to tell you guys a little story. So picture this. I'm in a room with one of the largest global travel brands based in the UK. And they say to me, Rav, listen, let's be real. As Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. How can I increase my sales and conversion? How are other brands out there transforming lookers into bookers? And that's exactly what I want to talk to you guys about today. So what is the big problem that we solve? Well, there's two sides to this coin. On one side, we've got customers who lack choice. I love choice. As humans, we love optionality, right? We just do. We want flexibility, especially when paying for travel. Now, travel brands, on the other side of the coin, they desire instant settlement, an ease of working capital, and no cash flow issues. They want increased sales. I mean, who doesn't? And they want higher conversion to be able to monetize that dead traffic that hits their website every single hour. So let me hit you with some interesting stats. If we look at consumer booking trends at the moment, we found that 54% of consumers travel last minute. So how great would it be if they had the opportunity to split the cost of their holiday even once they've returned, to give them a great runway? On the other hand, you've got the early birds, 44%. These people are booking anywhere between 3 to 6 months in advance. They want to capitalize on the early bird discounts, so why not offer them a pre-departure package? How great would that be? From our analysis, we found that on average, departure time for our clients is 105 days. Now, how do we actually give customers more flexibility is the killer question. We've got 3 products. Number 1, the interest-free Flex 30, 30-day product. Pay before you travel, and even pay after you travel up to 12 months in the future. In the next 22 seconds, I'd love to show you exactly how we do what we do. But before that, I want to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, another question. Who gets confused by financial jargon when it comes to the credit application process? Yeah. And who finds it time-consuming, boring, frustrating? You're like, ugh. Yeah, interesting, right? So, imagine this. Somebody chooses Fly Now, Pay Later at checkout. They decide which product they want to opt for. They start their application. We've done a credit check and looked at their travel risk, and a credit agreement is spat out. They agree and sign, and within seconds, a 16-digit virtual card is generated by us. Through that, the travel brand gets instant settlement, and as a result, we then take on the credit risk of the individual. How great is that for the travel brand? So you're probably thinking, but okay, who do you guys actually do it for? Well, over here is some of our largest travel merchants at the moment. Everybody from the likes of Flimble, down to Crystal Travel, Travel Center, Tickets to India, Bright Sun, and Like a Fly. But what type of results do we actually get? Tangible figures for some of our clients. Well, this is why I believe some of our partners love what we do. We've experienced a 40% average order value increase for our clients, a 25% incremental sales increase, and up to 50% conversion increase. Imagine your travel brand experiencing that within just 12 weeks of signing up with us. Now, I'm not naive to think that we're the first people who have thought of this, right? What we often get compared to is some of our biggest competitors like PayPal and Klarna. Here's the differences. We use travel data as well as credit data for our decision-making process. We support EU and US markets as of next year. Our average acceptance rates, as you can see, are way higher than our competitors as a result of our decision-making process. Virtual card settlement, a dynamic product offering to service the entire spectrum of the market. And finally, this is built specifically for the travel industry. Not your mobile, not your Dyson Hoover, and definitely not your car. We've been featured in the following papers and publications, but I've told you about what we've done, but more importantly, where are we going? Well, next year, we're going to be entering the European sector with high-profile airlines and travel brands. By the end of Q1, we'll be in Germany and France. By the end of Q2, we're looking at Spain and Italy, and then rolling out in the rest of Europe and the US. We're going to be in front of 18 billion worth of travel sales. That's what we're looking to, that's how much we want to convert. Rolling out with one of Europe's largest OTAs. I truly wish I could tell you who these people were, but I can't. And as I said, we're going to be launching in specific regions across Europe. And finally, we want to scale, we want to grow. And as a result, we're going to be increasing our team to 40 in just the next 12 months. Thank you for your time.
I don't have a favorite anymore. I was going to have a running gag where each one was going to be my favorite, and then I thought, what do you do when the last one comes up? It's like, no, this isn't going to work. So that was Fly Now, Pay Later. Now, when I looked up these guys on the international World Wide Web, I thought, have I got the right company? Because this stuff is literally designed to mess with your head. So I'd like to introduce to the stage Thymus. There you go.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. And yeah, we're not going to mess with your heads. My name is Mario. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO of Timus.
And my name is Andrea, and another one co-founder.
Yes, and we are a uniquely placed company because we deal in applied neuroscience. And you might wonder whether we are really in the right place to do that. Why is it relevant to you guys sitting in this room that a company coming from Italy and California is telling you about the brain and tapping into the brain thanks to applied neuroscience? Well, because I don't know if you've realized what you've been doing in the last 3 days, but what we do on the field is to collect live data from real-life experiences to map out emotional and cognitive processes as people do things in the real life. And we are under the impression that in the last couple of days and tomorrow as well, most of you would be in the business of selling emotions. A travel experience, a leisure experience, is something aimed at making the public live a great emotion or a set of emotions through time, in a place, in a specific series of events happening to you as you travel. And so we have traveled. And make no mistake, as I said, we specialize in collecting data on real-life experiences. So forget about so-called neuromarketing exercises where people look at your face over a screen. We're talking going to places like this with human beings doing things. But how do we get to meaningful information for you guys? Because you might think this is so abstract. These guys are going to put something on somebody's head. And why does that matter to me? Because our value chain within our company, which is made mostly of scientists, I am the dumb person, that's why I'm the CEO. Andrea is actually the smart guy and the scientific director. And our staff works to funnel down from biological and neurological data into digital data, proprietary algorithms, all the way down to insights. And again, we're here, one of the largest worldwide events in the travel and leisure industry, hoping this is going to run. Let me tell you about one project that we did for one of the largest tour operating company in Italy, which is called Alpitour World. We have traveled for 1 week to Madagascar. We have followed a number of their special guests, and we have collected data on experiences, the beaches, the natural reserves, the check-in procedure, the lobby, the restaurant, everything that composes the unforgettable experience of traveling and having fun, because that's, again, the business we believe you guys are into. And all through this experience, what did they take home from that? Was it just a media stunt? It wasn't. It was very granular. It was very resolved over time. What were the aspects and the minute things that would make a walk on the beach engaging and memorable? And is there a right time to take your guests out to a natural reserve? Is there a good time in the day to do yoga on the beach, or relaxation, or sports? And how does the light or the sound or the scent in the room affect their experience? So this is what we have done and are doing. So this is the present. Very briefly, what's the challenge? What's the future? Well, we want to take it a little step further because the challenge is very interesting for you guys out there. Right now, our business model is a consultancy service-oriented business model. You call us, we design a study for you, we collect data, we present it to you in the form of insights, and you act on that, which is great and very cutting edge. But the plan is a little more ambitious than that. The plan is something you can't read here because it's screwed up, so you got to guess, but it's neuroscience for all. And what we mean when we say neuroscience for all, you guys, is that we're working and we'll be launching in 2019 what we call self-evaluation kits for neurological functions. A simple headband with dry sensors, very small lightweight box. You open up your cell phone, you're going to be collecting instant data on your engagement, your emotional levels, your focus, your relaxation. Why is that meaningful to you? Because that's scalability for us, but it's actually scalability for you guys. In any sector you work in the travel and leisure, you're going to have a new tool in your toolbox. And that tool is going to enable you to map out your customer experience live and in real life without asking them. Because there's one rule for us, and only one, that without data, you guys might be a lovely crowd today, but you're just another person with an opinion. Thank you very much.
Timus.
Timus.
Timus, not Thymus. What was I thinking? But here's an easier company to pronounce. I'd like to welcome to the stage Trip Ninja. I hope I got that right.
You got that right.
There you go, man.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Andres Koyart, and I'm the CEO of Trip Ninja. I believe exploring our world opens up people's minds to new ideas, makes those connections between cultures, and enables people to dream bigger. That is why we at Trip Ninja focus on making multi-city travel more accessible. So, currently, as an industry, we have a pretty good handle on one-way and round-trip travel. However, multi-city is still somewhat of a challenge. A lot of travel providers today mainly focus on just adding more legs to the trip and hoping that it comes out with a competitive offer. However, that fails the traveler by making multi-city travel harder to plan, book, and afford, ultimately making this type of travel less accessible. It also fails our companies that could be making more margins on this type of travel. Let's take an example. This is a multi-city trip I was planning not too long ago. I was looking to go to London, Berlin, Paris, Munich, and Rome. The thing is, I didn't care about the order I visited these destinations in. I just wanted to be there and get a good deal on my flights. However, I quickly realized that this trip had over 120 possible ways of doing it, all these combinations. And that's not even taking into account the different ways of doing the ticketing behind the scenes. So, at Trip Ninja, we created this technology where it can automatically switch the order of destinations to find the best way to do this trip. In doing so, we take into account overnight flights to ensure that if you want to spend 3 nights in London, you get to spend 3 nights in London, whether it's at the beginning of the trip or at the end of the trip. We also found that we can do split ticketing. By doing split ticketing, we're able to break up the trip into one-ways and open jaws and further reduce the price of the trip. This creates what is our FlexTrip product, which is available to you today. In creating this, we also realized that the split ticketing that we had created is not only great for the 65% of multi-city travelers that have flexibility in their route, but it's also a product that we can spin out as fare structure that is metasearch compatible and is available for all travelers. Let's take an example and see how this works. Let's say someone is traveling from London to San Jose, Chicago, Dallas, and back to London. Instead of putting this all on one PNR, on one ticket, we found that the best way to break it up was an open jaw into San Francisco, coming back out of Dallas, with 2 one-ways in the middle. Now, the result of that is that from a leading meta search, you're down from $1,188, almost $400 cheaper, without modifying travel dates or anything else, simply by working with the ticketing. Now, that was completely metasearch compatible. And if we move on to FlexTrip, where we can actually recommend an offer to the traveler and say, hey, if you can switch the order of your last 2 destinations, you'll still spend the same number of nights in each of them, but you just visit them in a different order, you can save $227 additionally. So that's one trip. From a statistical standpoint, what do we look at? These are comparisons versus a leading meta search. Fare structure is able to beat their lowest prices 81% of the time by over $300. This is, again, a metasearch compatible product. Now, if we switch over to FlexTrip, we can beat them 90% of the time by even higher margins. That's great for the traveler, but as people in the travel industry, we also have to make a little bit of money, right? So not all these savings have to be passed on to the end traveler. Rather, we identify the right markup to be applied to every trip. Using our revenue management system, powered by AI, we identify the right markup for every trip. This way, we can revenue share with our partners on that markup. This technology is available via our white label internet booking engine, as well as an API integration. Our technology is hosted on Amazon Web Services, currently load tested to thousands of concurrent connections, and available for your use today. We work with your GDS systems, your inventory, and the booking takes place in your systems. Currently, we are able to integrate with Travelport and Amadeus. Please join me in helping make multi-city travel more accessible to the world and show our wonderful world to more people. We're in the Startup Showcase. Drop by sometime later today or tomorrow. We'd love to chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow. They're all my favorites. There you go. End of gag. I think what we'll do, because let's face it, I haven't worked out what happens after this point. So I know what we'll do. Maybe if you could all come back onto the stage. And what I'd like you guys to do, if we could put the lights up a bit again. There we go. So there's everybody. Let's all just have a think Oh, fantastic. By the way, we're not quite in the thank yous phase, but these guys on the production team have been absolutely fantastic. So in the middle of that, I just said, you couldn't put together a slide that's got all 4 of the finalists, could you? And just get that sorted while you're controlling everything and doing all the videos and sound and so. Yep, nothing's too much trouble. So thank you, Mike and his team once again. That's been awesome. So let's all just have a quick think about these 4 finalists. We've got 15 to go, which is essentially the group booking tool that millennials have been waiting for, and it's a pull rather than a push. Isn't that an obvious, clear win? We've got Fly Now, Pay Later. It's a way of financing your holiday. It's a way of giving people those dream holidays at the same time as giving a lot more income to the organizations providing them with minimal risk. What's not to like? We've got Timus. We've got Timus, which is screwing with my head in terms of pronunciation. But it's going to take us into very strange places in terms of behavioral analytics. And when we're talking about AI, when we're talking about the kinds of data that we need to feed into new models, what time should yoga be on the beach? Is something that probably no one's been asking themselves yet. But suddenly, when you think about it, it becomes a really important question, because there you are all set up, and no one turns up, which is ridiculous. So again, what's not to like? And finally, we've got Trip Ninja, who is saving a lot of money at the same time as making some money on the basis of weaknesses and inconsistencies in traditional travel models, and therefore creating those opportunities and creating those savings all at the same time. So I think we've got a fantastic, maybe we'll just give them all a round of applause, first of all. And very, very different. So what we're going to do now is essentially, are you all ready? Are you all ready for this? Yeah, we've got some nods, okay? I'm going to ask you to think of one startup that you think should be the startup beyond all of the other startups, that just kind of really grasps you, really kind of passes the test. We're not thinking about venture capital now. We're not thinking about kind of investment strategy. I want to take it right back to what I was saying at the beginning of day one, which is let's get back into the head of being a traveler, and which really rocks your boat as a traveler, someone that could either use the service or could see that service being used by your peers, by your kids, by others around you. So let's re-engage that part of the brain, and let's take it to the vote. So let's do it in alphabetical order, the same order that the presenting in. So 15 to go. If I could see a show of hands for 15 to go. Okay. Fly Now, Pay Later. How many have we got? Okay, okay, all I know is slightly less than 15 to go. So, Timus. Okay, and Trip Ninja.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't hoping that any one of these panelists would win. I was hoping that we would get a quite clear indication of what your preference was, because otherwise we would spend a long time going to the count. But that was a very, very clear indication. I think we'll all agree. So, Trip Ninja, I think you have it. Congratulations. So, stay where you are. I'm going to invite Avantia back onto the stage, and Francesca, both from Amadeus. And first, if we could say, well, we'll do it in the order that you're standing in. So, Fly Now, Pay Later. Hang on, let me, not that one. Whichever apart from that one, if we could pop that there for a second. There we go. So, this is for first runner-up. There we go.
Thank you. Cheers. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. And this is second runner-up for George. If you want to, congratulations. There you go. And let's now pretend. Okay, there we go. Congratulations, guys. Okay. And our finalist, Trip Ninja. So I'll give this to Francesca, And thank you all. Excellent stuff. We're just going to say thank you again for our panel, to our startups. We're just going to put some chairs on, and we're going to have our final panel, and then we'll wave goodbye to each other, and we'll go on our travels. So thank you, guys.